The US government is introducing a new fast-track process for deporting illegal immigrants. The new law means migrants who can't prove that they've been in the US for more than 2 years can be deported immediately. Now that will bypass immigration judges. Critics say the rule, which comes into effect today and could affect hundreds of thousands of people. Let's hear more from Christy Jackson, a US qualified immigration lawyer who's come to join us on Impact to talk about this story, because I know this is making headlines across the United States. I suppose my first question would be, how would the authorities know exactly how long an illegal immigrant is within the United States?
I think this is at the top of the critics list. This is the problem. They won't know, and the burden will be on the immigrant, or potentially a legal citizen, could be a citizen, to prove their status and their duration of time that they've been living in the U.S. And I think that this is why it's so scary for people, because it has very much a show me your papers feel.
And I was wondering, with people who are undocumented, illegal, would they possibly have documentation? Some states you can get a driver's license. I'm just thinking of the sort of documents or the sort of papers that you might need to show.
Yeah, so they haven't given us any kind of, I mean, this has essentially been rolled out overnight with no guidance. So we don't know what documents will be accepted, what documents could be available. I do think that, you know, you would like to think that it's going to be anything that proves they entered. But again, remember, they've entered often illegally. So they're not going to have a plane ticket to say, look, I came. The other thing that's important is they have to have never been out of the U.S. during that 2-year period. So they don't have to prove that they've been here 2 years or there 2 years. They have to prove that they were there for the entire 2 years, never left and, you know, and came back again across the border.
It's an interesting policy that those that are there longer illegally have better protection in a way than those that are for a shorter duration. But how do you understand this move in the greater context of policies by the White House when it comes to their southern border and immigration?
Well, I mean, it's building blocks, isn't it? We've seen one after another. We talked about asylum last week. And, you know, we now have a situation where you're not going to have people coming in and seeking asylum at the border because of what happened last week. So
which was that they need to seek asylum in countries on their way up through Central America instead of the United States.
Exactly. So now we'll have people in the U.S. It's just a further push them out. It's just a building block. It's one more stone on top of this wall that is being built.
Just briefly then, Christy, because they have rolled this out overnight, as you talk about, will it be implemented? I've heard talk of potential lawsuits to block it.
So the ACLU and the American Immigration Council both tweeted immediately yesterday that they'd see President Trump in court. There will be lawsuits. As with almost all of the changes that we see, there will be lawsuits. And in this case, I think, you know, we have issues. They have upheld some of the expedited removal policies, the previous ones, but on the basis that it was very prescribed in time, and this one is across the whole country.
We'll continue following it. Christy Jackson, thank you.